few months ago, I ran an ad campaign that flopped. I spent a few $100s and only generated a handful of leads. And the reason was because I had a poor offer and boring ads. So I launched a new campaign with the goal of generating leads for less than $10 each and documented the whole process. So I'm running this campaign for a brand of mine called Marketing Breadcrumbs. It's a YouTube channel that helps marketers learn how to do better marketing. My audience is people who currently work in marketing and already have experience running ads. So I started by brainstorming a list of things they currently do that they might be frustrated with. When I run ad campaigns for clients, there's a few things I feel could always be improved. Setting up accurate conversion tracking, developing more attention-grabbing ads, communicating success to clients, integrating the sales and marketing teams together. I think I can easily generate some leads if I'm able to solve one of these 4 problems. I then started researching what other companies were offering in their campaigns to use as inspiration for my own offer. Let me share with you the offer that I decided to go with. It's a PDF with 100 examples of award-winning advertisements which will help my audience develop better ads. And here's the trick I used to come up with that idea. Step number 1 is to find an offer another company is currently advertising, preferably one that has evidence it's working well. I found this ad from HubSpot offering 50 Facebook ad examples. The first piece of evidence that it's been working well is it's been running since March 25th of 2021. So it's reasonable to assume this ad's working well for HubSpot, otherwise they wouldn't continue spending money on it. The second piece of evidence is that they're testing multiple variations of this same offer. Step number 2 is to simply make this offer twice as valuable as it currently is. So if HubSpot's going to offer 50 ad examples, I'm going to offer 100. I spent the next few hours scouring the internet for the best ad examples I could find and compiled them into a Canva document. I also added an explanation and key lesson to be learned from each ad. Canva only lets you have 100 pages in a document, so with the cover of the ebook, I can only have 99 ad examples after that. So it's a little annoying that I can't have a nice round number, but I do think that having a number end in a 9 is something you'd expect to see in a typical marketing campaign, so I think it works anyways. The next step is to develop ad creatives and write ad copy. And at first, I developed ad creative that explicitly stated what the offer was. But I felt it was a little bit too boring, so I decided to brainstorm some more creative ways to promote this ebook. So I've got an idea that I think is going to make my ads a little bit more interesting. So when people download this ebook, they get inspiration on how they can create better ads. In other words, they're learning how they can get rid of their old ads. So I've designed and written down a few concepts that I think illustrate these ideas in a few creative ways. So the first one is this trash can, where the concept is to throw away or do away with your old ads. The second one is to give your old ads the boot. The third one is to shred your old ads. And the fourth one is to send your old ads packing. It communicates the message in a creative way and is likely going to be more attention grabbing, which I think is going to be important for Facebook. I hopped on over to Fiverr to see if I could find some help designing these creatives. I decided to go with this guy named Leo, who did a pretty good job. However, I didn't like a few of his design features and colors, so I ended up modifying the designs myself. And here was the final result. And with that, I needed to do some copywriting. Copywriting is something that most marketers overlook. What many people do is simply state the offer, make a call to action, and call it a day. And this can work if you have a really strong offer, but I wanted to write something that stood out. Okay, so there are a few things I want to think about when it comes to writing copy for Facebook. First of all, Facebook cuts off your text with a See More button after about 80 characters of text on mobile devices. So I want to make sure the first 80 characters of the primary text are meaningful, but also tie into the creative, which I think is the thing that's going to capture the attention most of the audience. So here's the introduction I wrote for each of the 4 ad creatives. Next, instead of simply stating the offer, my goal is to add context as to why the problem I'm solving is important. I chose to highlight something they know to be true and would nod their head in agreement with. The fact that we see ads everywhere, but that most of them go unnoticed because they're bad. I then hint that there's a reason some ads work and others don't, that it's not random and that there's a formula for achieving attention-grabbing ads. This gives them hope that they too can create better ads themselves. And lastly, I hit them with the offer and a call to action. Okay, so now that the ads are finished, I needed to think about what happens after somebody clicks onto an ad. And so what I wanted to do was send them to a simple landing page where they could put in their email and gain quick access to this ebook. I decided to use a free software called MailerLite to do this and created a separate landing page for each of the 4 creative concepts. I then set up a simple confirmation email and launched the campaign. After the first 3 days, the campaign had only generated 5 subscribers at $16 each, which was above my goal of $10. But that's when I noticed something interesting. Even though the cost per lead isn't great right now, and the CPM is incredibly high at $54, and even though the click-through rate is below 1%, the conversion rate is currently at 38%, which is high. This means that 38% of the people who click onto the ad are giving me their email. So this is a big win, I think, because that's a high conversion rate. So I think if we give this campaign a bit of time, that maybe the CPM will come down and ultimately lower the CPL as well. All right, so it's been 7 days now, and I haven't touched the campaign besides turning off one ad set, which wasn't producing any subscribers. And the performance has improved quite a bit. We've now generated 18 subscribers at a cost of $10.38 each, which is just above our goal. The CPM and CTR haven't actually changed much at all since day 3, which is a little surprising, but the conversion rate has increased to above 50%, which is crazy. I think the only reason we've been able to achieve this conversion rate is because the offer is good and the creative and landing page are interesting as well. So I think it's just something people want to participate in. After another week, the campaign had generated 33 subscribers at a cost per lead of $8.81. However, according to my landing page software, a total of 40 people actually opted in, which means Facebook underreported by a few people. This brings the cost per lead down to $7.27, or $9.27 if we include the $80 I paid on the Fiverr gig. Because of how well this ebook converted, I decided to list it for sale for $3 on AppSumo, and ended up making $234 in sales from 110 purchases after fees and whatnot. The ebook, which linked to my Marketing Breadcrumbs YouTube channel, also helped the channel get its first few dozen subscribers. Click below to download a version of this ebook for yourself. Otherwise, thanks for watching.